Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Thursday, and it is that Thursday of the month that in the U.S. they call Thanksgiving. So there are going to be plenty of people this evening in the U.S. This evening, our time, in the morning at the U.S. time, they're going to be doing the big celebration with the families and the feast around the dinner table, eating that wonderful turkey. I don't even know if they have turkeys in the Philippines. They have tons and tons of chickens. I don't know if they have any turkeys. I don't think so. And of course, it is an American celebration. Well, anyway, today for me, even though it's Thanksgiving, Ness and I are going to do something special. We're going to cook out on the grill today, since we don't have a turkey to roast in the oven. So we're going to do a couple of, I think we picked up some porterhouse steaks. We're going to try and see what a porterhouse steak tastes like in the Philippines. For me, today is like no other day. I am upstairs. I'm going to show you in just a minute. I am working on the leak problem on the second floor. Well, let's go upstairs to the second floor, take a look and see what I'm working on this morning, that leak problem, and you'll see where I am at this stage of the game. And then again, if it's something that I can't do, I know sometimes when to give up and call in the professionals, and we'll pull in a professional plumber and see what they can do to eliminate the problem. Hopefully it's not going to be too destructive, but it's a little bit destructive already, as you'll get ready to see. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, before we go upstairs and take a look at some of the destruction that I'm doing up on the second floor, what I wanted to show you is something that I was concerned about. I was concerned about when we first started planting papaya around here. I didn't know that much about papaya. I'm a southern boy from the U.S. We plant corn and we plant tobacco and things like that. So I don't really know much about the trees that they have over here. Now, one of the concerns, like I said, about papaya, they get huge. I don't know if you see how big around this is, and it feels pretty sturdy. But one of my concerns was, after you're planting all of these around your yard, about digging up the root. I was so concerned that the root was really deep or wide or something. It was going to be hard to dig up each time. But what I've actually found out, that it's quite easy to pull up a papaya tree because the root system must not be very deep or wide. Now, you see this one here? You see how bad it is leaning? Well, it's leaning right over by the kubo over here. And it's a possibility it's going to fall on it. It's really not that heavy. I don't think it would do any damage if it did. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the ground. I'm going to show you how easy this is to come out of the ground. Well, yep, that's about it. But I have a mess over here. I got to pick up all this papaya that's laying on the ground. And that's one papaya tree down, but papaya grows so fast. We can take a seedling if we wanted to plant another one right in this spot, which I'm not sure that I really want to plant one in this spot again. But I'm going to go ahead and clean up this mess, and then we'll go upstairs and take a look at the project, trying to figure out where the leak is. Okay, let's walk upstairs and take a look at what I am working on in the bathroom on the second floor. Now, I've cleaned up most of the mess, but you can see that I've got a couple of tile segments almost all the way removed. I removed the top one, and I'm working on this one right here right now. And what I'm looking for, I still have to take the tile adhesive off the concrete wall. Now, what I'm trying to find out, once I remove that tile adhesive right there, between those two tiles, I'm hoping I don't have to do the bottom tile there. I'm trying to see where we might have a leak, because it's leaking all around the base down here. It's definitely leaking underneath this area, and it's going underneath all the way to the threshold over by the shower. So this is the first area where I can get an indication of where the leak is. Now, I'm glad right now the hot water just comes from right here and it goes over to this sink over here. Now, I'm pretty sure that the problem is not the hot water, which it would be a nightmare if it's hot water. If it was, we might even have to remove this whole vanity, this concrete vanity, but I don't think it's the problem. It's all dry from there across here going over to this section. So somewhere in this area is where our leak is. Now, I would have expected it to be right where this coupler, this 90-degree coupler is right here, but it seems dry in that spot down there. So what I'm going to try to do is break into the concrete hollow block a little bit further down and investigate that area. I don't know if my builder made a mistake and he had to put a coupler inside there, a straight through coupler, and maybe it's leaking there, but I need to know what's going on behind this tile adhesive right here. All right, well, it is 3:30 in the afternoon, and Ness and I had to go do some errands, and then when we came back, I continued and I knocked out that last piece of tile in the bottom of the wall behind the vanity. Now, what it is telling me is this might be even a more serious problem than I originally thought, and I'll turn the camera around and I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. Now, I got all the tile off of the wall, the tile adhesive and the tile. And I thought originally that the leak might have been from this point right here, underneath this angle valve. Well, this angle valve right here, it's just a T-junction. It is not a 90-degree coupler that goes into the wall. So there's a T-junction there, and then it goes over to this 90-degree coupler right back over here. I don't know if you can see it. And then that, if I remember correctly, that I think there's another 90-degree that brings it down into the down to the wall right here. And I think, if I remember correctly, also behind at the base of this wall right here is a beam, and I'm pretty sure that my contractor embedded it in the beam. That's a nightmare inside a beam. A floor slab isn't too bad. If you have a leak inside, you can dig up, you can beat up your concrete, your foundation. In a beam, it is a nightmare because remember, it's full of rebar. Oh my goodness, I hate to think what it is if it's inside there, but I have a feeling it could be there. But if you look on this side, it's even wetter over here. This whole area is soaking wet. This is very wet concrete, and you can see this is the indicator. This is what we're going to do tonight. I'm pretty sure that when I turn the cold water on, it rises up to that little pencil mark that I have right there, and then when I turn the water off along with the fan, it goes down. But even with the fan on with the cold water, it doesn't dissipate the stain that keeps moving up, which means it could be somewhere in this section right here. So I got to go back and look at the videos, and I have to go back and see how we ran the pipe. I think there's a pipe that runs through the slab and not the beam that takes it over to the breakfast bar inside the master bedroom suite. So a little bit more research. Again, we really need a professional to come out here and do the repair of this. This isn't really something a homeowner would normally be doing. Even myself, it's not something that I would normally be doing. Again, I work with wood in the US. I don't really work with concrete. Concrete adds an additional complication when it comes to fixing pipes that are embedded in concrete. Well, no turkey here for Thanksgiving, but the next best thing. A couple of porterhouse steaks we're going to throw on the grill tonight. And I got to tell you, I am impressed so far, because normally when you get a steak in the Philippines and you poke into it, it's pretty tough. This stuff is really tender. So I'm hoping it's going to come out tender. Just going to do a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that's my seasoning for these porterhouse steaks. We're going to fire up the grill here in a minute, and Ness and I We're going to prepare our Thanksgiving dinner here. Okay, we are ready for dinner here. The porterhouse steak is done. It's complete. We'll report to you in just a minute if you can get a tender porterhouse here in the Philippines. Well, anyway, most of you in the U.S. today are enjoying Thanksgiving with your family and with your loved ones. Ness is my loved one here, and Mary Ann Hapon, they're going to get the bones from the porterhouse today. So when you're doing gobble gobble, we are doing moo moo for our Thanksgiving dinner here tonight. So again, from our family to yours, we want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. Now, we just finished our dinner. I will tell you, the porterhouse was soft on one side and a little bit tough on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, steak in the Philippines. We are still searching. We are still searching for that perfect steak. Well, anyway, we are into the dessert phase of our dinner, and Ness went to the wet market today with her sister Nene, and they picked up a couple of things. Two of my favorites. There's actually 3 desserts here. One is bilo bilo. It's kind of, I got it right? I got it right. Bilo bilo, and I like it because I like the little balls in here, and it's got like a coconut milk kind of a taste.
And mochi.
And mochi is like the rice. The rice, when you cook it, it gets nice and soft. There's little balls of rice inside here as well. Also, we got my second favorite, leche plan. So we have a can of this. We're going to wipe this out. There's no doubt about that. And then,
And
I don't know,
suman.
what did you say what this is? I don't know.
Suman.
What?
Suman.
Suman. And it's like a sticky rice, I believe. Sticky rice on the inside. Inside like a banana leaf inside on that kind of encases it. It's kind of like a sweet sticky rice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start. But before we start, we have a few birthday shout-outs that I would like to do today on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Anyway, the first one is from Andrew Edwards, and he is turning 59. Oh, this is belated. He turned 59 on November 18th. This is a belated birthday shout-out. And his wife, Jenny Lynn, of 10 years, he wanted everybody to know that she comes from Imus. I got it right this time, right? Imus, Cavite. And finally, the couple want to share that they live in Massachusetts, USA. And our second shout out for today is actually for yesterday, for November 21st. It is from Wilma Henderson, and it's for her grandson, Atreyu Peterson, who turned 12 yesterday on the 21st. And Wilma wanted us to let you know that Atreyu comes from Denver, Colorado, USA. And our last birthday shout out for today is for today. It's actually for November 22nd. And it is for Norma. It's Norma's birthday, and she is from Tanawan. So anyway, for all of our birthday recipients, we want to wish you all a happy birthday. I love this bilo bilo. It's one of my favorites. My favorite desserts over here in the Philippines. Well, anyway, we are going to close for now and try to get this uploaded so it actually makes it out on Thanksgiving Day in the U.S. so that you guys can enjoy it. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us today. I know the beginning of today's video was really mainly about that water leak, and I still have to work on that water leak. I might have to bring in the professionals on that because I'm concerned about where it's at, and I'm going to take the experts' advice. I know a little about a lot of things with house building, but working in concrete and all these embedded pipes, that's something new to me. So when you challenge yourself, sometimes you have to know what your limitations are, and you might have to bring in some expert help, like I think we're probably going to do here. Well, anyway, thank you very much for enjoying today, our Thanksgiving holiday with us. And tomorrow is Friday, and I'm not really sure what we have planned for tomorrow. So no matter whether you are in the U.S. Enjoying Thanksgiving today, or whether you are anywhere else around the world, it's always appropriate to give thanks for all the blessings that are bestowed upon you. So from Nessa and myself, we want to wish those in the U.S. a happy Thanksgiving, and to the rest of you, a blessed day.